How's it going, everybody? We're back. I'm doing it. I'm standing in front of shelves again. Holy shit! But we're here. I'm here to talk to you about some shit. Have you ever been sitting there playing with your friends and you're like, oh my god, Pokemon is so much fun. God, I wish that I could not fucking enjoy it. Oh, then I have the game for you. Today we're going to be talking about Pokemon Champion Island. Now you might be thinking to yourself, Brayden, when the fuck did they make a Pokemon board game based off of the Sinnoh region? Joke's on you, it's not actually based off the Sinnoh region. Professor Rowan is nowhere to be found in this. He's wearing the Sinnoh region hat. Dialga and Palkia are on the cover. Chimchar, Piplup, and Turtwig are on the cover. But there's no real Sinnoh shit. You see Rowan once. And a question. I did have the chance to play this with my wife and my friend Jamie and a few other people. But when I tell you that this game is nothing but massive RNG and bullshit, I mean that thing. So we've played this probably 2 or 3 times now. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, 2 or 3 times sounds about right. And in those 2 or 3 times, every single time, even if you pick a type advantaged Pokemon, you don't win. So let's say Rock is strong against Fire. But if you take the Bonsly that you can get to the Fire Gym, you probably won't win! Which begs the question, what the fuck? Because you think, oh, this Rock type Pokemon that is strong against this Fire type Pokemon, eat shit. To explain the basics of the game, you pick one of 4 different Sinnoh trainers. Dawn, Brock, Ash, and Paul. And each one of them comes with their own starters. Brock comes with Bonsly, Paul comes with Chimchar, Dawn comes with Piplup, and Ash comes with Turtwig. Within each one of those, you know, everybody has an advantage there. The mission is to get all 3 gym badges. In my heyday of Pokemon, it's 8. 8 gym badges. Pokemon Fire Red, it's 8 gym badges. Pokemon Sword and Shield, it's 8. Where the fuck did they get 3? Look, I get it. The whole rock, paper, scissors shenanigans with fire being strung against grass and grass being strung against water and water being strung against fire. You can catch a Kadabra. Kadabra literally says on its little piece, strong against none, weak against none. It's a fucking RNG fight and you can't do anything about it. The main portion of the games where you're just traveling to each gym, each of the 3, there's a water, fire, and a grass type gym. Along the way, you can encounter wild Pokemon, which don't do anything. You can catch them if you answer a trivia question right, but the Pokemon that you actually catch in the game do not actually affect your end game. You can't use them in the battles against the gym. You just catch them to have them, because every once in a while, Team Rocket, you can land on one of their spaces and they'll be like, oh, well, do you have 2 electric type Pokemon? And you can either say, yeah, I've got fucking Elekid and a Shinx, or Electrike, because Shinx isn't in this game. You can lie and be like, oh, I totally have those. And if you don't, you just get sent back to the Pokemon Center. That's it. That's the most challenging part of this game. Most board games that I like to play, be it Talisman, well, Talisman is really the only board game that I played in a very long time aside from this. You get the option to battle your friends, play with your friends, collaborate with the other people you're playing with. There is no trading functionality. There is no battling functionality. You're just all on a board together. You can give each other hints like in the real world, but it doesn't have any actual effect in the game. What sets this board game apart from multiple other board games is the fact that, along with the pretty minuscule map, you get a DVD that really, this is what you're playing the game on. The board game is just, the actual fucking board is just there so you can have pieces to land on and tell the DVD game what you're doing. Which, in and of itself, adding a DVD game aspect to it is not bad. It's actually really innovative for something that came out in 2007. Wherein that problem is, you can lie to the TV. You can lie to whatever it is you're doing the DVD game on. It's fun enough, but it's basic as shit. So going back to the actual gameplay of it, sorry about the rambling. So one thing that I really liked about the Team Rocket spaces, while yes, they are just a tedious little lie or don't lie, before each of them, you get to see a clip from the show, which is in surprisingly high quality. Like every clip that you see from the show in the game is about as high quality as it can get for a third-party licensed board game. Each Team Rocket space, you get to see a clip of Team Rocket, well, being Team Rocket. And in that, while yes, there are a finite amount of them, it's very unlikely that you're going to see the same one multiple times throughout a playthrough. Yes, it's happened, but there's so many to view that I highly doubt that you will. And when you do end up landing on a Pokemon Center space, one really nice thing is that, well, you get a free roll, which is not super common in games like this where you just land on a space and get a free roll. I mean, there's house rules, but usually you don't. The gameplay is simple. You're just rolling a dice, traversing on a map, and doing one of three actions. Absolutely fucking nothing. Battling Team Rocket, which is just them asking you if you have a certain Pokemon, and catching a Pokemon. Those are the three basic things that you can do. Catching a Pokemon usually involves some sort of trivia, be it, oh, well, which one of these Pokemon is a Steel type? Or which one of these Pokemon is shit? You know, stuff like that. And in that, you know, if you get it wrong, oh, you don't catch the Pokemon, you don't actually lose. You don't negate, nothing negative happens. In the Team Rocket fights, like I said, if you answer the question improperly, then it just sends you to the Pokemon Center. And usually the Pokemon Center ends up being closer to where you want to be, which is the gyms, which are the big things that you do. That is how you win the game. With the gyms, which is the last real main mechanic of the game, they're not that eventful. You play a Pokemon, let's say you're fighting the grass type gym, you bring a Chimchar. When you beat the gym using Chimchar, which sometimes, by the way, even if you are completely type effective, like fire against grass, I know I said this earlier, but fire against grass, water against fire, etc., you can still lose. Don't ask me how, but you know, it's a thing. When you beat the gyms, which by the way, use the best stock footage in any Pokemon game ever I've ever played ever. It's literally just clips from the anime, just spliced together, because most of the time, a Piplup has never fought a Bulbasaur, to my knowledge, at least not when this game came out. So they just like, here's a Bulbasaur attack, crossfade into another Pokemon attack, which I thought was kind of goofy, but kind of funny. When you do beat the gym, you get a gym badge, and you get one of 4 Pokemon that they give you the option of. Usually it's a starter, and then one random ass Pokemon that you can choose from in the list. It's not a super eventful game. As much as I want it to be Pokemon Master Trainer, I know that it's not. Unfortunately, I think because of the lack of success that Pokemon Champion Island garnered, we haven't gotten a real Pokemon board game since. Like, we've gotten Pokemon Monopoly for Red and Blue and Gold and Silver, but that's not a Pokemon board game. That's a board game with just Pokemon slapped onto it. I'm talking like a full-fledged Master Trainer, Pokemon Master Trainer Johto, I don't remember the actual name of it. To an extent, Champion Island, but we just haven't been able to get a new Pokemon board game. That's all I want, is a good Pokemon board game that's not gonna cost an arm and a leg.